All right, seconds out. Delighted to be joined by Eddie Hall, World's Strongest Man 2017. How you doing?
I'm good, mate. How about you?
I'm very good. It's a pleasure. I
Yeah,
haven't
thank you.
interviewed many strongmen competitors in the past. I was editor of Fighting Fit magazine for a bit, and I spoke to some strongmen competitors back then, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
Um, but the main reason we're talking to you, obviously, we're a boxing channel, and it's recently been confirmed by you on social media that you will be fighting the Mountain, which I probably shouldn't call him, but it's a lot easier to pronounce than his actual name. It's Hafthor Bjornsson,
yeah.
um, but the Mountain from Game of Thrones,
I know him as home gym hero.
home gym hero. And I'm
Yeah,
assuming that's at least partly because of the new deadlift world record he set over the weekend.
I wouldn't say world record, but I'd say that the deadlift he did over the weekend. Yeah.
Is this because of the environment that he did it in that you're disputing it?
Um. Yeah. I mean, I, I've had all everything that I needed to say on that. I've already said. It's for the rest of the world to make the mind up. In my opinion, any any sort of competitive nature of that, with such a serious lift, should be done under competition standards to be verified. And all I'll say is there wasn't a single person in that room that wasn't financially benefiting off the success of that lift. And for me, that should not be allowed. So that's all I'm going to say on the matter, really.
From what I've read on your social media, the kind of grudge between you guys doesn't stem from the deadlift competition you've got going on, but from way
No.
back in 2017 when you won your World's Strongest Man title. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I won. I mean, me and Thor have been good friends. We were really good friends. He's been around my house. We've had parties and we've been out for meals and, we've been on trips. And then World's Strongest Man 2017, I bested him in that competition. I thrashed him, to be accurate. And he couldn't take it. He came up with a load of excuses that the referees were corrupt and they bent the rules and took away reps. And that's the only reason he didn't win. So basically, by his words, calling me a cheat. And for me, it just put a black cloud over the whole sort of my win and our relationship. And I've just never been able to let go. And the main reason is he hasn't apologized and he hasn't retracted his statements. So, people say, why are you doing this fight with Thor? It's not the money and it's nothing to do with this deadlift feud. He can do whatever he wants. I'm not bothered. And the world can make their own mind up. But what I can't forget is that he called me a cheat at World's Strongest Man 2017, and it just needs putting to bed, even if that is me making him suck the end of my fist. It just needs putting to bed by whatever means necessary, really.
How long has this been brewing for in terms of it being an actual boxing match in 2021? How long have you been talking about it?
Um, it's been brewing for a while. It's been, the thing is, the fans want to see it. So the fans have been stirring the pot, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
Do you think you can have Thor? And then going on Thor's channel, oh, Eddie says he can knock you out. Do you think it's a lot of shit stirring from the fans that this is probably stemmed from, really. And to be honest, I think, given our history, it's something that I want, and I think it's something that Thor wants as well. He wants to redeem himself from losing that title to me at World's Strongest Man 2017. He wants to somehow in his own head win this fight, and then somehow that'll make him feel better about what those accusations he made. I don't really know, but yeah, it's been going on for a few weeks at least, and it's been talked about for a couple of years.
And has it been agreed? I'm assuming it has because you both signed a contract. How many kind of rounds it's going to be and what the rules are going to be?
Not as yet. So we've just signed a contract to sort of say we are fighting, and then we're going to seek advice. Because it's never been done before. Two giant men. End of the day, he's 6'9". If you're talking like English terms, he's about 33 stone right now. I am 6'3", just shy, and I'm 27 stone. So we're both giants. One more so than the other. So it's new territory, not just for us, but for the whole world. We could literally kill each other. We don't know the ins and outs. I don't know the ins and outs of boxing. I don't know what's safe and what's not. And what the main thing for me is, and I said this to the promoters from the get-go, is that we respect the sport of boxing. I don't want to make a mockery out of boxing. I respect boxing. I watch the big title fights. and I sit there with like a little girl with me, my hand sitting on my hands watching fights and watching AJ and Ruiz and Tyson and whatever else, and it excites me. And I feel like whatever the decision is on the rounds and the times and whatever else, we've got to respect the sport of boxing, and that's honestly like my number one priority, and I think it's the promoter's number one priority as well.
With that in mind, and with Thor being such a arch nemesis of yours, how will you be training for the fight? Have you already got people in mind and the gym you're going to go to and stuff?
It's a tough one. I've done one charity boxing match in my life. I've done little bits of training, but I've never had coaching as such. So this is new territory to me. I'm diving in the deep end really. Signed this contract, and it's literally, this could be the biggest fight of the century. It literally could. This could be bigger than AJ and Tyson. This could be absolutely massive. And I suppose for me, it's just going out and seeking the right advice. I'm not going to get me mate down the gym to train me up. Sure. It's got to be taken seriously. Main factor is, so is Thor. He's going to be out and getting the best advice, the best coaching and whatever else. And again, it's that, well, like I said earlier, it's respecting the sport of boxing. I want to come in and do a good job for the reputation of boxing as well.
You mentioned the charity match. A lot more people are now watching that, obviously, on YouTube than probably were before. And some footage has also emerged of Thor doing some sparring as well against a luckless individual who didn't seem particularly interested in throwing many punches back. Have you watched any of his, and do you think he's watching yours?
Yeah, he's probably watching mine. I've seen his. It doesn't. It's one of these things, boxing is a skill, and you've got to learn that skill. Thor can jump around a ring with a pal of his and try and show the world what he can do. I think that's more for shits and giggles, really. But as I say, the stuff that I've done in the past is exactly that. It's in the past. I think the last bit of boxing I did was 2012. That's the last time I sort of had any sparring with anyone. So we're talking 8 years ago. Yeah. And I'm a lot heavier than then. A lot bigger. So things are changing. You can't go off what footage that people are seeing on the internet because times have changed. We're talking, that's a long time ago, and things have evolved since then for both of us.
The initial announcement of the fight was met with a healthy dose of skepticism among the boxing community, it's fair to say.
Yeah.
But do you see it as kind of something that runs alongside traditional boxing? It's not like you're going to fight AJ or someone like that. We saw KSI and Logan Paul, for example, doing something with the YouTube community, settling their dispute via boxing. Is that more what this is, that you guys have got this feud and it's the best way to settle it, mano e mano?
I think so. I could bump into him next time I see him and just go and bite his nose off. That's not going to do me any favors. It's not going to do him any favors.
It's definitely not going to do him any favors, no.
Yeah, well, I think we've both got something we need to settle. And I said months ago, I said, well, if that's the case, then I'm not going to do it for free. I don't hate someone enough in this world to go and punch the lights out for nothing. It's got to be viable for me. This is going to take a year and a half out of my life to train up for this fight. So, it's got to be worth it for me. And most importantly, it's got to be worth it for me and the family. I don't want them to see me going for all this and then coming home with a with a couple of quid in my back pocket, But I will reiterate this. There has been a lot of backlash from the boxing community, and people say, "Oh, this is stupid. It's disrespectful." I'll say this: if Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury wanted to come into the strongman for a 7-figure deal and have a strongman contest, I would be jumping for the hills. That would be amazing. So we have got no more intention than to come into the sport of boxing, respect it. We're definitely going to respect it. We're going to respect the fans. We're going to respect the sport, and we're going to put on a good show. This is by no means going to be a comedy act. It's not a circus act. This is serious. This is deadly. This is two men wanting to go in and kill each other. This is deadly serious, and we're very thankful for the platform of boxing to give us that opportunity where it at least reduces the risk of someone dying. When we can see a fair fight. So we're very thankful for the boxing world, for those that have given us the thumbs up. We're very thankful. Thank you. For those that give us the thumbs down, I ask of you to take a step back and sort of reevaluate. And like I just said, if AJ and Tyson want to come into strongman, we'd welcome them with open arms, because it's only good promotion for our sport, and that's what we intend to do for the sport of boxing. Nothing but good things.
Do you think there'll be a group of people out there who will make Thor the favourite almost solely based on his Game of Thrones character, which is obviously scripted and means nothing really in terms of this?
Yeah, of course. I mean, firstly, the guy's 6'9". He's huge. There's no denying that. The guy is a natural giant. And yes, he's done these films. He did a kickboxer movie as well, where he was, with the bad guy and that. So yeah, people are, he's going to have that reach. He's going to have that sort of persona about him that he's going to win this easy. But I can tell you now, buddy, this is not going to be an easy fight for him. If anything, it's going to be the other way around.
How do you kind of see the tactics matching up in that sense? Because he is a lot taller. He's a southpaw as well, or at least he looks it from the brief sparring I've seen him do. Is that going to be a case where you're going to need to maybe lose a bit of weight as well to get fitter and get inside against him, like outwork him a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk tactics with you because I don't have a clue. And that's me being plain and simple. I do not have a clue. I'm not a boxing expert. I'm not going to say I'm going to slip his jab and knock his jaw off, because I don't know how I'm going to attack this.
Well, at least you know what slipping a jab is. I mean, that's a start.
Well, that's a start, yeah. And I'm pretty sure Thor is in the same boat. He can't. There's no way he could come out and say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to come in and keep him away with my jab and keep it arm's length, wear him down and get." He can't say that, because he doesn't know how I'm going to come into this, and vice versa. So for me to sit here and give you a plan of action of how I'm going to attack this and how I'm going to train, I ain't got one right now. I ain't got one, but there will be one in place.
And just before I let you go, I know you're very busy. Have you got a message for Thor ahead of the fight? I know it's a year and a half away, but anything you want to say to him?
No, good luck, Thor. That's it. Just good luck. You're going to need it.
Brilliant. Really appreciate your time, and best of luck. It's a journey, and I hope we get to catch up again at some point along the way, maybe in the gym.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you very much for your time.
Brilliant. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.